I try to shout it from the rooftops, but no one ever seems to want to listen.
Well, hello you wonderful mother truckers you, and I'm back out, finally able to get back out to pound the ground, even though it's still soaking wet, and just get out, talk, have a chat, have a good walk out in the countryside in the local park, of which you see me in many times. And why not? It's a beautiful place. A bit wet yesterday, that's why the ground's still a bit soft. And it's been a while since I get to walk up this hill, but you know what, say what you want to say about our problems in the country that we have at the moment, you just can't beat this shit. And that's the most annoying thing. We have a beautiful country and it's ruined by shite, stupid shit. And before anyone says anything, yeah, I'm out of breath. Put some weight on while I've been injured, unable to walk, add that into that of the weather. Bumped into a fairly blue nose, hence the pause. I'm talking about our upcoming season in League One, which I'll discuss another time, but nice to have a chat about football. It's also nice for once to be a Blues fan and be fairly positive about things, but in any case, I digress. So yeah, so it's nice to be back out. It's nice to be up here in the park and having a good walk around. Good for the heart, good for the soul, good for the mind. Always come prepared though. I've got a flask of water on my hip, ID just in case, and stuff like that, you know, the usual shit. So and get back to doing the videos out here, which would be nice change. I mean, Jesus, look at this, hey. And this is one of the reasons why I'm quite happy to defend my country, because of this, because of where we live. I mean, the fact that literally if I go point down there, down where my hand is, straight line, you're in Birmingham, which is stabbing capital of this country. Yardley is just over there, not far from there, about 3 miles, where my best friend Jess Phillips is the MP for, where it's predominantly a Muslim ward, best way to put it. Oh, looks like we've been doing some clearing. Yeah, a little bit more open. It's a good day to all the stuff. Definitely been clearing stuff. So yeah, so you know, I'm proud of where I live. I'm proud of my country. I'm proud of my flag. Oh, if anyone walked with me, the down tree still hasn't been moved, but the new one's joined it. I think it's been moved. This has been moved a bit. In any case, still muddy as hell because of the rain. So yeah, and that's why I do what I do. That's why I say what I say. As much as it can infuriate people, it is what it is. And we've got to the stage now where I've gone past the worrying stage, because that's the thing, isn't it? We live in fear. We live in fear. Fear of saying the wrong thing, fear of looking in the wrong way, fear of everything. And we have to move past that fear, because once you move past that fear and you realise that what you're saying is facts, it isn't racism. Commenting on Islam is not racist, because no matter how much the media try and spin it, it's a religion, not a race. Hence why Islamophobia, which I've talked to before, is a made up bullshit word, because it really is. Because you can't be fearful of a religion, Islamophobia, the word, was created to shut down arguments and shut down discussions, to stop us all talking, stop us all criticising. And everybody gets criticised. I mean, recently, some of you may be aware, I've started to rediscover my faith, my Christian faith. Doesn't mean I'm going to go to a church. So yeah, I've rediscovered my religion. I'm not going to church or anything like that. But the actor, Matthew Marsden, asked the question on Twitter, do you believe that the devil exists? Demons are real? And I just answered back, asked me that question 3 years ago, and I'd gone, talking out your ass. But now it's made this atheist believe in God again, because there really is demons and there really is evil amongst us. And it's not even being fucking hidden anymore, is it? It's on full display for everyone to notice. And when he retweeted that, he sent me a link to a video which I'm going to watch, and I'll let you know about it. But yeah, it's time to rediscover religion, because if the devil exists, and so's God. And as the saying goes, evil's not being hidden anymore. It's right in our face, day in, day out. You see it all around us. And I can't remember which philosopher said it. Someone in the comment section will correct me or tell me I've said it wrong, or even tell us who it is. Is all that evil needs to do to prosper is for good men to say nothing. That's why I'm not saying, that's why I'm doing what I do. That's why I'm saying what I say, because I'm a good man, and we can't let evil prosper. And at the moment, it's got the upper hand. We live, you know, fear of saying, my kids go out on the night, scared for them, going into town, or even into Solihull, just up the road. It's a dodgy thing nowadays, and we have to speak out, and a lot more of us are. There are definitely a lot more voices being added to the chorus. I'm just a recent young one, so to speak, to this truth crusade, Christian crusade against right against bad, good against evil, light side against the dark side. And I'm just new to this, but there are plenty of voices. And the problem is that we have one major disadvantage, whereas our brothers and sisters who dine at Allen's snack bar have over us, and that is they're united. Doesn't matter what's been said, they all stick together, where we don't. And that's their biggest advantage and our biggest weakness. And you'll see it in the comments section of every video I do. I get lots of comments supporting, which is great. Thanks very much for all that. Keep going, keep telling the truth, you're doing great. Then you also get the ones like on the last live stream I did, which no one got to saw because obviously it gets blocked. Just nothing but an old school knobhead racist. Probably a white guy. And it's because, like, people ask me my views on Tommy Robinson. I've said it once before and I'll say it again. I don't agree with everything that Tommy says, but the simple truth of the matter is Tommy had the bollocks to say it, and Tommy got attacked and vilified and demonised while we all stood there in silence, doing what we do best, living in fear of agreeing with him because we didn't want to be branded racist. You see, because what the media does and what governments do and what all the idiots do is, if somebody draws attention to a particular problem, be it grooming gangs, be it EV cars, be it anything that doesn't suit the narrative, instead of dealing with the issue that's being raised, whether you say it crassly or not, whether you ruffle a few feathers or not, the simple truth of the matter is it's an issue that needs to be addressed. It doesn't matter how it's said, really. We should address that problem and that issue. Of course we don't. So what happens is somebody's raised a point, but we don't want to deal with that point because that point's a bit inconvenient and it's a bit of a challenge, and we don't really know what to do, because we know if we do try and tackle that problem, it could cause upset for certain members of the society. So instead of doing that, what we do is we attack, demonise, vilify, cancel, and do whatever we can to the person who drew attention to it, with the words, kind of the words of, don't tell people about that, fucking idiot. Means we might have to do some work, might have to solve the problem. And that was Tommy Robinson, it was Katie Hopkins, it was many of these people who spoke out. And we get it now with all the other people, you know. And we do now have an ever-growing band of what would be called citizen journalists, which I guess I am one of, I guess. I don't count myself as that. I call myself more of a commentator than a journalist. I leave that to people who are far more intelligent than I. All I do is read these things, see these things, pass comment. But the thing is, if we really genuinely want to affect change, instead of being 3, 4, 5,000 individual voices, we need to club together. Now I know Paul Thorpe done a video just recently saying pretty much the same thing, and he's right. Their unity is their strength, our disarray is our weakness, and we need to do something. Now I know people talk to each other on phones and such like, but if we want to really affect change peacefully, of course, can never condone violence, because violence begets violence. You know, as an ex-soldier and seeing the the ultimate level of violence, at the end of it, it doesn't really solve anything. It's just a lot of people get hurt and you end up back at the status quo. Nothing's changed. Just a lot of people die for whatever reason. And we need to beat people with peace. I know it sounds silly. I know people saying there's going to be a civil war coming, and I can see it coming. But the problem with that is that then just degrades into violence. And the issue we have and the problems we have aren't going to be solved. They're just not. Because then we play into the media's hands and the government's hands. Oh look, they're being violent. More laws will be created to crush us. So what we need to do is to tackle it peacefully. But we also need to do it as a united front. I have said this before, where we need to come together, even if you don't agree with everything that somebody says, as long as it's the same general message, then you should stick together and we should support each other. Now, I've never met Paz and I've never met Andy. You know, I've never really spoken to them in person. But the thing is, if someone picks on them, they're picking on me. And some of my friends in the old Doctor Who community, now that's the same way. You pick on one of my Doctor Who friends, even if I don't even know who you are, and you attack them, I'll defend them. Because that's what we need to do. We need to stick together, united front. Yeah, in private you might phone up and say, or speak and say, or send it in a direct message, I think you're a bit off there, but still going to back you. See, ex-forces, we've always got each other's back. Well, back in the day before it all went woke and fucking shite. Yeah, and we look after each other. Now, if we're all singing the same message, just doing it in our own unique ways, saying the same things with different spins, that means we have common ground, which means we're allies, which means we're friends, which means stick together, which means united front. which means louder message, which means coming together, which means to no longer be ignored, which leads to change. What you have to look at is you have your free plasticine movement doing what they're doing, and they're winning. And why they're winning? Because they make loads of them. They all stand together and they all say the same thing, and in the end people bow down to them and they win by sheer force of will. I mean, okay, they use violence in some cases. The simple truth of the matter is, not all of them are, but they win by numbers. They win by convincing idiots that what their message says is true. And they don't nitpick each other. They just say, well, we all want Palestine free. It's a load of bollocks, by the way, but it's by the by. So I don't care their attitude, this is. They don't care how it's done. As long as that message gets out, they don't care. And they back each other up. We attack each other. We don't support each other. We got to. Somehow, we've got to get together. Somehow, you know, it's like I've never met Simon Sideways. Never met him, never spoke to him. But the way YouTube treated him with his play button, I went on YouTube and said it's wrong. Why? Because what he says is right. He says the same shit as I say. So therefore he's an ally. And therefore I stick up for him. And this is where the challenge lies for us. I think we can make a difference. I think we can make a change. And the way we do that is to put aside our petty differences. Stick to the one message that we're all saying. Stand together. And then we can actually do something. And we can actually win. And wouldn't that be nice? Any case, done with this one. Hope you enjoyed watching it. You know what to do, the usuals. Thanks for all your support. Thanks so very much for everything that people have done and things that people have said. Look for people who say the same messages. Go out, subscribe to them. I know a lot of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. Please do. The more subscribers, the more people are putting that voice out, so people can hear that you're not alone. People do think the same as you. What the media are telling you are far-right activists and racist messaging. It's not. We're the mainstream. We're the mainstream thought process. Thousands, if not millions of people feel the same. So let's hear those voices. And if you don't want to speak out for yourself, support those that do. Yeah? I mean, I have a merch shop and I get paid small amount by YouTube. And people are like, oh, you're a sellout. I'm not. Because every penny I make there gets put back into this. I can afford, like I've just done. Well, that wasn't YouTube, so to speak. You know, I've gone into debt to get a better computer to help. So I can now have a computer in the house to do all the other stuff. And the old computer I had, which is still good, is now in my studio, which I'm setting up. I've earned a small amount this month. I'm finally going to get my very first payment. It's not a lot, but it's enough to buy more memory for my computer, which helps me edit better, which helps me produce more content. Another reason why I haven't been producing content recently is because I've been sorting shit out. And, you know, that's all thanks to you lot. You're the ones who give me the motivation to do this. You're the ones that support me. You're the ones that invigorate me. Especially to all those who hate me and call me whatever silly name you want. If you think that's going to upset me, all it does is show I'm doing the right thing, because I'm upsetting the right people, and you motivate me even more. So you need to get that through your heads. The more you have a go at me, the more I'm going to come at you, because that's what it's all about. Any case, as I continue my walk. I'm sure I'll do a couple more videos while I'm out. I'm done. So until the next one,